Hey guys, All in Crypto here and welcome back ladies and gentlemen for another YouTube video. I hope you've all had an amazing Saturday and a great start to your weekends. This is a video for you XRP cult members. We're going to be diving into it, of course. We're going to be getting into XRP. We're going to be covering a number of things and I'm going to be telling you why I believe XRP is setting up right now for an explosive move to the upside. There is some beautiful structure taking place that we're going to take a look at. And ultimately, I believe this is going to see you well over that $3 mark. Could potentially be news orientated. We know that the SEC, of course, are in a legal battle with Ripple Labs, Brad Garlinghouse and Chris LARSON. I was about to say Chris Garlinghouse. I don't think they're married yet. But we're going to be getting into it all. XRP is a weird one for me. You guys will know that follow me regularly. XRP was one of the coins that I most heavily accumulated throughout the bear market. But sort of halfway, 3/4 of the way into the bear market, decided to actually stop accumulating it. So I still hold a very nice bag of XRP. But ultimately, the truth with XRP is it's largely underperformed many other altcoins out there. There is this kind of weird community. I'm not hating on the XRP community. I think that you guys are very loyal and zealous. But there is a lot of FUD and FOMO in the XRP community. A lot of somewhat conspiracies. And ultimately, you know, it doesn't really pay you to pay too much attention to that. It really pays you to pay more attention to what the actual product's doing, what the structure is that's setting up. And that is what we're going to talk about in this video. Because honestly, guys, this is about to blow. And we're going to talk about it in today. So let's get into it, guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to overlay this for you. Now, this orange bar pattern, essentially what this is it's this structure over here. And can you guys see the sheer similarities that this structure over here, and there's a previous structure that's set up in the same way, and they all broke to the upside. Can you see the similarities between what you're currently going through? Now this, of course, if we were to follow, it would take you to around about $4.50. But we're going to aim for $3 plus. I'm going to tell you how we get there. We are also in this video going to talk about a very common or native trait of XRP, and that is that it doesn't really do anything until the end of the bull market. Many people follow the Bitcoin 4-year cycle theory, and they're expecting XRP to perform in a similar way to what it did in 2017. I personally, I'd like to think it does, but there's many people, and we're going to talk about market cap and price towards the end of the video and how high can XRP actually go, because many people are calling for a $20 plus XRP price based on not a lot is the truth. Could it get there? Potentially, but we're going to talk about that, the market cap issues and the realms of possibility of it doing that. But ultimately, you know, what we're currently going through looks good. It looks really, really good, ladies and gentlemen. So this orange bar pattern, which I will now remove for you, was essentially just this structure over here. And what I'm really trying to do here is highlight the fact that we've had a setup, a structure setup that's played out to the upside, not once, but twice, and we'll show you that. There's a good probability that this time is going to do the same. And this is really what we're looking at. So you can see this is structure one, the current structure that we're in. This is structure two, very, very similar. Now, if we'd only seen one structure play out like this, potentially you could go, okay, you know, there is of course a probability that the one we're currently in is going to follow suit, but we also have another structure, and this is over here. You know, XRP likes to work in these kind of waveforms, and one thing that's very common, if you look at the traits and the characteristics of this, is you get this big pump, and then you get a kind of drizzle, you find your bottom before impulsing. You will often come up and reject off of this descending resistance until you come up and flip it. You come back down to retest it as support, as it previously acted as resistance, before you embark on that journey to the upside. Now this is structure one, we'll call it. Let's take a look at structure two. Take that off auto because it's going to throw us all over the place. You can see the same thing arise as you have this big run. You come down, you drizzle out, you find your bottom, and then you start to make your way. You come up, you reject off of your descending resistance, and then you continue, having kind of found your feet to embark. You impulse up through what was a resistance, now as support, before then coming back and retesting it, confirming it as support before you get that spring to the upside. And where are you now, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to show you. Bear with me. Structure is absolutely here, and the 10th, what happened on the 10th, we covered it in great detail, the Evergrande FUD and the fact that there's quite a lot of whale games taking place within Bitcoin, and the fact that markets absolutely make no sense due to the fact, and when I say markets make no sense, I mean that often a price is determined seldom due to the underlying asset and really due to other external conditions. So this is the structure we're currently in. You get this big run up, you come down, you find your bottom, you impulse, you reject off of your descending resistance like you do every single time. You find your feet, you come up, you break through it before then coming back to retest it. And what happens after that retest, ladies and gentlemen? What have we seen take place on structure 1 or structure 2 and structure 1? After that retest is where you start the impulsion to the upside. And this is what we are looking at, guys. This is what we are expecting for XRP. A continuation to the upside. We are in a bull market after all. And remember, this is of course the total money in cryptocurrencies as a market cap. This is XRP. XRP did virtually nothing until December the 8th roundabouts, and then it went up by a whopping, you're not going to do this again this cycle, guys. Let me make that abundantly clear to you, because you remember how small the market cap was in 2017. There's a lot, there's a lot of huge differences between that, but essentially you went up by nearly 2,000% in less than a month. So I can't quite see that happening. We are going to talk about the price. I think people think I hate on XRP. Far, far from it. It was one of the coins that I accumulated the most of. What I hate about XRP in the community is some of the influencers, because they're tricking you. They're essentially providing content based on nothing other than speculation. And what we're doing here is we're looking at what's in front of us, and we're saying, look, you're setting up for a big move to the upside. So fantastic for XRP. I hope it does go. I hope XRP goes to $100. I just can't see it happening in the immediate future. At $20, we'll talk about that in just 1 second. So, you know that XRP essentially did a lot in a little bit of time. This is a trait that it, of course, bears. And there's a lot of people tried to map out Elliott wave theory in regards to XRP. But ultimately, back to what I was kind of talking about the kind of XRP cult, if you will. And I'm sure the majority of people are fantastic. But if you look over time, XRP is right down here in the blue. You probably can't see it due to my big head, which I will just remove. So it's not really done a lot in comparison with many other altcoins out there. But that's not to say that it's not going to play catch up. And we, of course, do have the legal battle with the SEC. Ultimately, one thing that really annoyed me, XRP had just made its kind of impulsion, and I was going, yes, great, holding for all this time has been fantastic, and then we get hit with this. This is probably one of the most significant lawsuits that we've seen. It does look to be going in XRP's favour. XRP is absolutely not a security. The ledger existed way before 2013, I think the ledger was created. I think, off the top of my head, I could be wrong. The XRP ledger, the blockchain, was created before Ripple Labs. They just chose to basically, and a lot of the founders chose to enhance it and use it for the services that Ripple provides. I did not at all like the way that Brad, Chris and Ripple were somewhat using XRP as if it was a security to further their and fund a lot of their ventures. Because meanwhile, retail, like myself, was buying it, they were dumping it. And this is why you saw the kind of bear market action that you did. I'm just being honest with you guys here. I know that people you can't say anything bad about a crypto without a community coming after you. I'm not saying anything bad necessarily about XRP. I'm saying that this price action here, this continuous, it was a perpetual short. And this is why round about 2020 is actually when I stopped accumulating it. I got my bags very, very cheap, and that's why I've held on to them, because I still do believe that they could do quite well. I mean, they do have a real use case, a real usage, a fantastic team. I'm not really hating on Brad and Chris here. I just didn't, there was some shadiness, and the SEC in some ways had a little bit of a right to actually go after them for issuing XRP as if it was a security, and you know they sold it for deals, they sold it for or used it to leverage deals, exchange listings, you name it, they did it. And there was a little bit of touchiness there, a little bit sketchiness I should say, but it does look like the lawsuit's going to go in their favour. XRP is not a security, and ultimately this could be the very catalyst that sees you in that impulsion. Just very quickly in terms of percentages, why do I think over $3? Now, of course, that schematic that we overlaid from the previous structure to the next would kind of have given you that sort of $4 plus. Well, if we take this percentage, that's 200 and what we're going to do here is lock this 217%. Sorry guys, my brain is a little bit slow today. This is 238%. So if we just take the 217% from the break, I'm going to have to get a bit more retail on here. You know, you can see this puts you at $3.60. This is what I'm expecting, guys. And I think this is going to look about right. It's also going to take you to new all-time highs. So get ready, ladies and gentlemen. I believe you are on the cusp of new all-time highs for XRP. I think that, you know, potentially this could be news-driven, but the structure that you have looks perfect, and hopefully I've shown you that in this video. I'm going to love and leave you on that note. I hope you XRP cult members have all enjoyed that. I shouldn't say that, you know, it is what it is. I just really have a bit of a beef with a lot of the XRP influencers and the way that they conduct themselves. That's all I have for you in this YouTube video. I'm going to love and leave you on that note. If you enjoyed the content, like is always appreciated. So is a comment. If you're not already following me on Twitter, head over to @RealAllInCrypto. I look forward to seeing you all in the next YouTube video. Thank you very much for watching, guys.